Mikel, thanks so much for your time. Not
Hello.
long to go in this Premier League campaign. Wanted to take you back to last weekend and your reaction to that draw against Liverpool. From some it felt angry. Why were you so emotional?
I was very disappointed to the level that we just had our standards on the day, especially in the first half, and when we are fighting still for a lot of things that are very, very important for the team, for the club. I think we didn't give our best version, and understanding how disappointed 3 days before was Paris and the way they have to get out of the competition. For me, that's not an excuse. You want to be in the level that we have to be.
Was that also a message to the players then about the levels that need to be maintained and hit on a daily basis, despite the fact that the clear disappointment that everyone was feeling last week?
I think so, but not towards. I mean, the message for the players are in the dressing room, face to face, looking at their eyes. I don't have to send any messages to them externally. It was the way I felt it. I was honest, and I think we want to achieve what we want to achieve and be consistent with what we are doing and improve it. There is only one way to do it better. And not looking at the excuses of we play 3 days and we have 6-7 players injured and this and that and we play in Anfield, and yeah, that is all good, but we have a very clear target and we are going to achieve it.
The final home match of the season, there's been some brilliant atmospheres at the Emirates this year. Looking back on this season, when you will you look back fondly on some of the memories created, or are you quite looking forward to this season coming to an end because of the disappointments that have been there?
Well, to be fair, at the start of the season, if I had to visualize a moment, it was playing the last home game in the final day and lifting the Premier League. That's what I had in my head. Now, with everything that we've gone through in the last 11 months, and we all know that, I don't have to repeat myself, I think we can all hold our head up, but I still have that pain in the tummy because that's what we want to achieve.
Have you found much enjoyment from this season? Because things have gone against you from pretty much the very start, whether it be red cards, whether it be injuries. It must feel like you've been problem solving every single week.
Yes, but it's been an incredible learning season and as well a challenge that I loved and embraced because I saw staff and players reacting in the manner that I feel. And not just justifying the situations, but just facing it, not talking about it, taking it on the chin and making the best that we possibly can. And that's been the real enjoyment.
Hopefully you get to enjoy a bit of time off following the end of the season, though knowing you'll be straight back to work looking ahead to next season. But when you have a post-season review, when you look at the excuses or reasons for not winning the Premier League title, will injuries be the very top of that list?
For sure. Red cards and injuries for sure. But without that, we don't know what would happen. Will we be much closer? For me, the answer is without a question, yes, with what we are producing and the performances that we have. But we're going to have to do something else because the VAR will be raised. And when you look at the amount of points that we have had in the last 3 seasons, the consistency of that not winning a title, I think it's very rare. So we are very close. We are closing the probability so much. So we have to continue to be there and better, and that's the aim.
You've spoken a lot about the numbers. You're producing the numbers. You have been over the course of the last 3 seasons. I think people want to know what sort of numbers and statistics that are ones that you take seriously and you think are important.
No, well, one number, for example, is availability. Without that one, you have no choice, no chance to win anything. And the other one is, very much some stats that for us are very, very relevant to win football matches, not just to dominate it, but to win them. And we are very clear on what brings success to us and what we have to do, work on them, be more efficient, be better. And another one is the capacity to change games every 3 days and during the match. And that's why we have a big margin.
Expected goals is something you mentioned after the PSG game. Is that a statistic in particular that you see value in?
In isolation, no, but expected goals in relation to certain metrics of that expected goals in certain situations, the overall picture, no.
So the level of statistics you're looking at are much deeper than what the fans may be seeing.
I hope so.
You mentioned availability being absolutely key. Is it too simplistic to say that the answer next season is a bigger and a better squad?
Yeah, we need that for sure. With the numbers that we started the season to provide next season with the demands that we're going to have, and especially a few players that are coming through long-term surgeries, is very unrealistic. We know that. We have to address that, and we're going to do everything we can to improve it.
Does signing a proven goal scorer increase the probability next season?
Everything that is in both boxes that makes you better, I think, is at the end the key element of that. We all know that.
We know it's going to be a big summer. Do you think it'll be a tough summer as well to get it right in terms of recruitment?
I think it's going to be a very exciting summer. First of all, reviewing what we have done, finding ways to increase the level of the team, find big margins where we can still develop our game model and our players, putting all those plans together in the preseason, and then when if we don't have enough on that, we need to recruit now to make the difference.
In terms of the numbers, how difficult is it to sustain these numbers? It's been 3 seasons in a row where you've pushed so hard in the Premier League, last 2 seasons in particular, this season in the Champions League. How hard is it to continue to sustain those numbers when you as a club aren't being rewarded in terms of the silverware?
Well, I think the eagerness and the willingness to do it increases, and that's a positive. That has to be the motivation, because we need to have to be more consistent and earn more points to have a better chance to do that. And we all know that, and we know that we have the margin, we have the development skills still, because it's a really young squad. And we all want to do it. You feel the stadium, you feel our supporters. We all want it, so we need to strive to achieve that.
And does next season have to be the year that you do get rewarded if you continue to put in those numbers next season?
We're going to try. We never know. No one can guarantee you to be in Europe or in the Champions League, nevertheless, to win a major trophy. That's impossible. And we have to go on day one with the joy, the enthusiasm, to day by day earn the right to be there. That's what we have to do. The outcome, will be the outcome. Let's see and make sure that we enjoy the journey. We do what we have to do within the journey. And again, it's driven by that joy, that drive, a smile on face, enthusiasm, instead of, we have to, because you know what? And if you win it, what happens the next season? So I don't like working like that.
Planning already well underway for this summer. You said how much you love the squad you have right now, but how much help do these players need in terms of bringing other additions in the summer?
Yeah, especially because we're going to lose quite a lot of players. I mean, there are players out of contract, there are players that were here on loan. So yeah, the squad becomes suddenly really thin on top of the injuries that we have. So we know that we have that duty, that necessity. If we have players in the academy that they can help, great. If not, we know what we have to do.
And can you give us some insight, without giving us names, of course, in terms of the conversations, the early conversations you've had with Andrea Pirlo? What is it that you are aligned on? What do you agree on heading into this summer?
Well, since day one, I mean, when we were interviewing that role and we had it in front of him, he was very clear. This is for me to go to the next level, what this squad needs. And I was very aligned, and you can tell, the experience. He's built some great squads. He's won major trophies. So someone with that clarity is very, very helpful.
In terms of the goalkeeper situation here, Bernd Leno was doing a great job, but you decided to try and change things. You brought in Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale seems to be doing a really good job, and there was surprise when you brought in David Raya, but you've been proven correct with every single decision you've made. Do you think there'll be some surprises for those on the outside in terms of the positions on the pitch that you try to regenerate and improve in?
I don't know. That will be a surprise. For me, it's not a surprise because we see the capacity of every player, the way they are performing, can they evolve in the model, in the necessities of the game to achieve what we want to do. And when we make a decision like this, which probably outside is difficult, we have to do for what we see every day, how we feel it, and having obviously the work done. And then it can work or it cannot work, and that's an element that is unfortunately very present in football.
And finally, how important is it that you go into this summer in a position of strength, having ended the season professionally and having got the job done in terms of finishing second and qualifying for the Champions League?
That's what we want, not being able to win it, at least be the best of the rest. And we have a very tough match against Newcastle, but a great opportunity as well to wrap that up in front of our people. They fully deserve it. Hopefully we'll find that connection again, and everybody can finish before the last end of the season, with high spirit and optimism, and looking forward to watching this team play again in front of them very soon.
Brilliant, Mikel. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Great.